Hello there and welcome back to another episode of the CQ the Watch Guy show with me, CQ the Watch Guy. Hope you're having an amazing day today. I know I am. We are live from David SW Orlando. Make sure you come on by to say hi if you're in town, or if you're down in Miami, go see the Miami store right outside of the Miami Design District. Ask for Jose or Jackie Hill. They will love to say hi to you. All right, so Watches and Wonders is happy. Excuse me. Oof. Timeout. Geneva Watch Days is it's starting up now. It's going into this weekend. We're already starting to see a bunch of cool releases from a bunch of different brands. But before I want to jump into that, at the top of the week, we got a really interesting announcement from MB&F. Chanel is taking a 25% ownership stake in Max Moser and his friends, that beautiful company there. And there was some interesting news because not something that I think a lot of people are looking out for, expecting. MB&F has been experiencing some great success for the past 5 years plus. And right now, I think pretty much everything that they create is sold out. They're in that beautiful level of independence where pretty much everything they create is going to get sell out. They don't make sold out. They don't make that many pieces as well. So to have a really good balance. So nobody was really expecting maybe even Max to be looking for investment. But I think when you look at a partner like Chanel and see what they've done, Chanel have been invested in independent watchmakers and smaller brands for quite a while now. Romain Gaultier since 2011. Most notably probably is FP Journe, which you have to think about a 20% stake, and that started around 2018. And I think they make a really good match for any independent who just needs, that's security, to be honest with you, right? I don't think it's too much of a financial thing. Of course, money is money, so it doesn't hurt. But to be hooked up with a bigger brand that gives you a little bit of longevity if you want to make, some crazy pieces that take a lot of R&D, which when you look at MB&F, man, you barely want to call them watches. They're mechanical pieces of art, to the umpteenth power there. So when you look at pieces like that and the lifespan of those watches in terms of R&D from conception to production, what it takes dollar-wise, but also time-wise and resource-wise with different suppliers and things, it makes so much sense to hook up with a brand like Chanel, who have been doing some amazing watchmaking things in their own right for quite a while now. And like a Chanel J12 is still one of those watches that just sells. It's one of those things where that it's not something you see every day, but if it pops in, no matter how long I've been in the industry, you pop one online, it sells very well because it's a great watch, and they've made a ton of other amazing watches since then as well. So I think this is a great partnership, and it gives them security, longevity, resources that can do all the crazy pieces that we love, and that's what I love. I don't want a brand like MB&F to find success and be kind of strangled or bottlenecked by their success, and you're up into a situation where it's like you don't want to make something that's not a hit, if that makes sense. It's like a musician and everything you've made has been a hit, but you still want to be experimental. That's what you've done all your life, right? You don't want to start being commercial just because. Why not just keep milking it? And I think with an investment like this, it allows them to do just that. Keep being experimental, keep bringing amazing concept watches to life, and people will love you. Maybe you'll have some watches that honestly are not for everybody, but the fact that you even produce them is a great thing, and that just keeps propelling the brand forward. So kudos to MB&F. I saw they actually released another watch in the Mad 1 line. I think it's the Mad 1S, which is a little bit slimmer. Maybe we'll talk about that on our next episode. Really, really cool piece from them as well. So yeah, kudos to them, and some interesting news in the independent world of watches, which we're seeing. This is an interesting time for somebody who really likes history of the watch business, where you're seeing these independents get invested in by very large groups to just get that stability there. You're not seeing a lot of brands getting told, okay, you need to be super commercial, you need to do this and that. You're seeing like a nice level of stability going there, where in the past 10, 15 years, a lot of brands would just kind of struggle and then go into the discount circle and then the wholesale circle, and then they never recover. So really good to see brands protecting themselves from that fate. Anyways, let's get into the watches of the week. So I decided to line up all independents here since we were talking about MB&F. And let's start with, I think, the debut of me talking about Grand Seiko on the show here. Grand Seiko is one of those brands that I appreciate very much, but I don't talk about them in content and shows as much as I should. Let's say that. So I'm gonna change that right there. This is a SBGJ231 high beat GMT with a beautiful blue dial. This is the Mount Iwate Boutique edition. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's okay. A gorgeous, gorgeous watch. One thing about Grand Seiko, they do amazing, amazing dials, colors and textures that you just expect to be from a brand that's much, much more. Everything is really well done. The case, you have that beautiful mirror polish on the sides of the case, but then you get brush satin finish on the bracelet. Down the center really gives you good texture contrast there, even on the hands, man. Just really nice sharp hands again, satin finish, but really mirror polish on the edges there, and you got kind of a frosted GMT hand that's in gold, which I really, really enjoy. This is my entry into the his and her section. There's 40 mm. I think it looks good on his, on hers. Both of you can collect this watch and have a really, really good time. Really great movement in this piece as well. Full set, excellent condition from July 2016, limited edition of 1,000 pieces, 51.75 on this one, which makes it a very, very good value in my opinion. Next up, one of my favorite independents, Glashutte Original. This is the PanoInverse. I love the PanoInverse because it just puts the movement on the dial. The movement is the dial. It's all one and the same, but it really just, gives you kind of a no frills, to be honest with you, look of just the movement, the escapement. You get your dial, your hours and minutes, your second sub dial there at 6 o'clock. You got a power reserve there as well, what I call two, but everything's right on the movement. There's no enameling, there's no extra colors there besides that little dial ring. So it gives you what we always love to look at. It's just a beautiful movement, but this time you could tell the time with it as well. Stainless steel case, really good watch, especially on a bracelet. I love it because you get on a bracelet, you don't see that often on a bracelet, but then I just buy a ton of straps for this watch as well because that dial, because it's a movement and it gives you kind of slate gray to a little bit of a lighter charcoal, depending on how the light hits it, you really can have a lot of fun. You could go with dark colors or very bright colors. This watch will do well in any situation for you. Full set, excellent condition. That one is from 2023, so not too old as well. 10475 on that piece. And another one of my favorite independents, we have H, Moser, and C, and this is a Pioneer. Look at this style with an Arctic blue Fumé dial. Yeah, they do the best dials, hands down. They do some of the best Fumé dials. This literally looks like if you ever visit, Alaska or any place that has really big glaciers, they give off, when the sun's hitting them, they give off this very, very blue this very, very unique blue, especially like if you're looking in between cracks and such, and it gives me that blue that's in the center of that dial. I can see it. It's that same luster, that same glow I get from looking at glaciers, and it goes to deeper blue as you go to the perimeter of the dial. Really, really awesome piece. I love Pioneers because they're a little bit dressy, a little bit sporty. You can do a little bit of anything with this watch, and it's gonna do right with you. You got satin finish on the front, but you got polish on the sides, polish on the bezel as well. Really, really great watch. My only suggestion: take it off of this black rubber strap and just let your mind run wild. This will look good on a blue. This will look good on a gray. This will look good on pretty much anything you want to put on it. Nothing too super loud because you already have a loud strap unless you go super matchy there. But anything that really lets the dial do the talking, I think will be a really, really great choice for that one. Full set, excellent condition from 2023 as well. 12,675 on that one. And of course, you had to do at least one MB&F, and this is the LM101 blue stainless steel case. One of my favorite watches from MB&F, and it's really, really hard to pick. But in terms of wearability and aesthetic, I really, really enjoy the LM101s. You have your hours and minutes in a dial of its own, let's say, up there around 2 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, you have your power reserve, and then you just have this beautiful escapement just speeding away. And you're just trying to figure out how everything works. And this is when I talk about when I say mechanical art, this is what I mean, because this is purely mechanical art. No reason this watch should be constructed this way, except they wanted it to look this way, and they want you to get lost in this watch, get lost in the grain of the dial, get lost in the beating of the escapement, going back and forth like that, and just being so raised. And it is a beautiful dome crystal as well, so it gives you depth that many watches just cannot achieve. And then you flip it over, you look at that movement, and of course it is finished by Carry Vitolina himself. So it's amazing, amazing movement back there. Dial is gorgeous. I love it in blue. They come in few different colors, but this is my favorite. Even on this strap, I'm a happy camper too. LM101 full set, excellent condition. July 2021, we have this one for $73,875. Listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what I talk about here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know any topics or watches you want me to speak about. Happy to talk about it here. You know what to do. Have a great day and buy what you love.